If you're afraid you're not eating enough to lose weight, today I'm going to break down whether eating low calories can either help or hurt your weight loss goals. Hey, this is Calorie. If you want to master your metabolism and lose the weight for good, start now by subscribing and click on that bell notification so you don't miss anything. So it's not uncommon advice if you get stuck and you're eating very low calories that somebody will tell you that you're not eating enough to lose weight. Maybe you've even heard somebody talk about starvation mode and even claim that the low calories that you're eating is causing you to gain weight. Well, I'll tell you what, it is possible that eating more calories could help you lose weight, but probably not in the way that you're thinking. So make sure you stick around to the end of the video because I'm going to tell you what happens when you do eat low calories, how weight loss truly works, how eating more works both long-term and short-term, and if starvation mode is real. First, it's important that you know that the only way you can possibly lose weight is by being in a calorie deficit, which basically means that you burn more calories than you consume. Which, by the way, if a calorie deficit confuses you, don't worry, I will put a video that I did at the end of this video that you can check out that breaks down what goes into a calorie deficit and how to create one for yourself. But anyway, this does mean that you're going to have to eat less calories to make sure you lose weight. But just because you need to eat less calories to lose weight doesn't mean that less calories is always better, and here's why. As you diet and you eat less calories and you start to lose weight and you carry around less mass, your body does adapt to what you do and your metabolism will slow down to adjust for these changes. And this is the real trap with starvation diets, especially when you start a diet brand new. Yes, in the beginning, the lower you drop your calories, the faster you're going to lose weight. However, there's a couple things you need to keep in mind. One being that all weight is not created equal, and we want to make sure we're losing fat and not just weight. When you have rapid weight loss in the beginning, a lot of that is just water weight and can even be lean body mass, which is not something you want to lose. The other thing is, like I said, the body does adapt to whatever you do. So if you go super low calorie and do a bunch of cardio right off the bat and see a lot of weight loss fast, that's great. But your body will adapt, you will stall out, you won't be able to lose any more weight, and because you're already barely eating and doing a lot of cardio, you have no room to make adjustments to keep the weight loss going. And this is why that fast weight loss in the beginning stages can be such a trap, because it feels great, it's motivating, it feels really good to see that weight loss going really fast. However, it's also what typically leads you to failure because it gets too hard, it feels really defeating, you can't see any more progress, you give up, go back to your old eating habits, and you just gain the weight back. So one really important, rarely thought about factor when you're trying to lose weight is you actually want to eat as many calories as possible and do as little cardio as possible while seeing results so that when your body does adapt, you can make some adjustments and get it going again. Think about it this way, what sounds better? Losing 25 pounds in 50 days but then getting stuck and losing no more? Or losing 10 pounds in 50 days but losing 60 pounds total? Okay, that's all great, right? But what if you're already eating low calorie? What are you supposed to do? After all, that's probably the reason you clicked on this video to begin with. You're eating low calorie and somebody told you to eat more. Will eating more calories help you lose weight? Well, yes and no. Let me explain. So if you're eating low calorie and you're stuck, the consistency is there and you just can't get things going anymore, you have a few different options. Remember what I said, in order to lose weight, you need to burn more calories than you consume. So if you want to get things going again, that means you have to either eat less and or burn more calories through activity to create a bigger gap. If you can realistically do this, that's absolutely fine. You just have to make sure that you properly reverse diet out whenever you're done, which is basically the other option if that's not reasonable. You can definitely stop your diet, reverse diet for a while to improve your metabolism and get you in a position where you can lose again down the road. The problem is most people here not eating enough calories to lose weight and they think if they just increase their calories right off the bat, they'll just start losing weight because they're eating more food. And unfortunately, that's just not really how it works. While eating more calories in a reverse diet will help you lose weight more long term, it's not really the goal of helping you out in the short term. Which, by the way, I realize you may have no idea what reverse dieting is, so keep watching because I'm going to explain what it is at the end of this video. But before I do that, I want to explain something that's really important first. One thing you may have heard of before is something called starvation mode, and what people will tell you is when you eat really low calories, your body basically thinks there's a shortage of food and it will just store whatever you eat as fat. Well, it's certainly true, if you eat low calories for a certain amount of time, your body will start to think there's a shortage of food and it will make some adjustments by suppressing your metabolism to keep you from starving yourself to death. death. What doesn't happen is you just start storing everything you eat as fat automatically. I mean, if you don't believe me, just look up the Minnesota starvation experiment from the 40s and tell me that these people were storing body fat because they were being starved. While it's true that a lot of people who eat low calorie do put on body fat, it's not because of the low calories they're eating in the moment. It's because their body adapted to those low calories and then they overate, causing the body to store fat with a suppressed metabolism. Think about it this way. Say you start eating 1,000 calories and you do this for a long time. You're losing weight, everything's going great, but eventually your body does adapt to this and now 1,000 calories is your new maintenance calories. If you were to truly continuously eat 1,000 calories all the time, basically what would happen is this would just be your new maintenance. You wouldn't gain weight, you wouldn't lose weight, you would just basically stay the same. But that's not what happens when people gain weight eating low calories. They gain weight because they eat 1,000 calories some of the time, but then there's also the weekend benders, the special occasions, the get-togethers, the times that you decide not to track, maybe you're not accurately tracking the way you think you are, all the different reasons we have to overeat. So while eating 1,000 calories doesn't make them gain weight on its own, allowing the body to adapt to them and then not sticking to them does. Does that make sense? Alright, so at this point, if you're eating low calories, you're not losing weight, it probably sounds pretty doom and gloom, but don't worry, there is a way to get your calories back up without gaining all the weight back, and this is where that reverse dieting I was talking about comes into play. With reverse dieting, what you do is you slowly increase your calories over time so your body has a chance to keep up with the higher calories and adapt along the way without storing a ton of body fat. Remember how the metabolism adapts down to lower calories? Well, it also adapts up to more calories. The problem is you can't just raise your calories really fast or your body is going to store body fat rapidly because of the suppressed metabolism you have, so you have to take your time. This is why rapid weight gain post-diet is so common, because so many people diet down really aggressively, suppress their metabolism, go back to their old eating habits and possibly even go way beyond that because they feel so restricted. You end up gorging yourself with a super slow metabolism and the weight piles on quick. But if you take your time getting your calories back up, the body can keep up with the demand better, you can minimize the fat gain that happens during the process, keep your body in a pretty good place so you can come back later on and diet the rest of the weight off. Now with that being said, there is one thing I do want to say about this. Sometimes people do see weight loss in the earlier stages of a reverse diet, but it's rare and it's not to be expected. And there's almost always a logical reason behind it, something such as like improved adherence to the diet. Which, by the way, I'm actually going to cover this exact topic in a video relatively soon, so be on the lookout for why some people lose weight in a reverse diet. There are definitely reasons for it, and I want to explain what those reasons are. Anyway, if you're eating low calorie and you're feeling stuck and you're feeling hopeless, do not give up. If you do, I promise you'll end up a lot fatter really quick, and I do not want that for you, and I know you don't want that for you. Instead, check out this video on how to reverse diet and why it works, and I will take you step by step through the entire process. Or if you want to learn more about a calorie deficit, then make sure you check out this video, and I will explain not only all the different factors that go into a calorie deficit, but how to create one for yourself so you can lose the weight. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time.